Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and just wanted to thank everyone for tuning in and watching. Particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters: Rowan Parker, Jeffrey Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and Elle. Without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much as we normally do. So yeah, thank you all for supporting us. Thanks for hanging out, and for those of you that are watching live, sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live on the wrong page. Now we're at the right one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Stardust RPG on Trails of Stardust. I am William, and I am your game master for the science fantasy RPG campaign. Joining me today, we have Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy. I am playing what's that? Kendall, Fairchild, Eladrin Warlock, and I have it on good authority that if you type Google into Google, you can break the internet. So please, no one try it, even for a joke.
Googling.
Hang on
Google
a second, I
right
gotta go
now.
do something real quick.
Hey guys, my connection isn't working.
Oh, John, did you get the episode title from the?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
No, I went live with nothing.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
I told you I sent the tweet out. If you retweeted it, you would have seen it.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of busy. I'm doing 3 things at once. Anyway, Craig.
Hi. I'll be playing bees, a swarm of nocturne and torch bees that collectively form a swarmkeeper ranger.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Mistel, the Envarn Rogue.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Till Wayland, an avian monk of the Iron Path, who is the other half of the birds and the bees today.
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Coltarn, the orc artificer / gadgeteer, and neither half of the birds and the bees.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Varush Al Rul, the Loxodon Voidkeeper, here to make sure that nobody messes with bees.
Still waiting for that nod.
Because they'll fuck you up.
Oh, Varush did nod. Varush nodded at the intellect devourers.
Yep,
Fucked him up.
fucked him up.
We're
He's currently
we're-
eating one.
Yeah.
So you no longer need to wait for the nod. The nod has been done. We're done with the nod now.
As if you assume that doesn't mean that anytime Varush nods, bees will take it as a tax signal.
Look, I can dream, can't I?
We're a team player.
No, we can pray. Is what.
But when last we left off, the group had finally arrived upon the world of Stardust. Being given clearance to dock through the large cloud of atmospheric debris that exists to create the primary hazard surrounding the planet. The group managed to touch down at what looked like it was once a military parade ground that has been largely cleared to allow for the landing of starships. And descending down the boarding down the primary ramp, the group puts feet on solid ground for the first time, well, on solid planetary ground for the first time since having left Nocturna. You are greeted by a world that seems perpetually overcast, likely due to the nature of the massive cloud of debris in orbit causing a certain level of filtration of light. There aren't any clouds in the sky, but you can just see gray overhead. And as you step down, you're greeted by an entourage of individuals dressed in a unique combination of old-styled garment and advanced-looking armor. Dressed in shaped, almost ceramic-looking armor plates about the shoulders and these three-eyed helmets that seem to have some variety of telescopic or night vision capability, all armed with a variety of effective-looking assault rifles, but otherwise dressed in ancient-looking military fatigues. At least stylistically, they look like they've been well maintained and are recently created, but ancient styles. A squad of about a dozen of these individuals all standing at parade rest. And at the head of these soldiers stand two individuals, both of whom appear to be human. One is middle-aged looking male, presenting masculine individual with long, sort of dark black hair that's starting to go gray at the corners and a little bit of pepper. Single loose strand on one side and an eye patch over his right eye. Dressed in formal robes for the planet, with what looks to be ceremonial sword on his side, but you don't have enough of a clue to guess at the actual effectiveness of it. And the other is a man much younger appearing, hair raven black, almost ashen pale skin, with a very military officer uniform as opposed to the formal robes of the other individual, with a definitely not just for show sword at his side, as the two of them stand and wait for your delegation to step down the ramp.
If I may ask very quickly, what time of day is it planet side?
Nigh impossible to tell because of the
Okay.
perpetual overcast.
I mean, we can tell if I understand we can't see the sun, but can we tell if it is daytime?
Yeah,
or
it is
just-
definitely daytime. You could tell the difference between day
Okay.
and night, and that's
Okay.
about it.
It's kind of like Nocturna.
You can't even tell the difference between day and night on
Yeah,
Nocturna.
Nocturne is just
That's
night all the time, right?
Kind of like, not.
Okay, thanks.
So, how-
Till's gonna do an immediate scan for potential peril in the in the vicinity.
I mean, roll perception.
Okay.
I'm just gonna head down the ramp.
Yeah.
16.
Aside from the squad of soldiers with guns, there doesn't seem to be any threat. The squad of
Okay.
soldiers with guns is at parade rest, though, so they don't seem to be threatening you.
Okay.
Till, you said we were going to see more suns.
Eventually, probably, yes.
I don't see a sun here.
Nope. Keep an eye out for danger, please. Watch your perimeter. Can you do that for me, bees? We're gonna need your help here.
Okay. Can I make a perception check?
Sure.
Uh, 19.
As you sort of look around with all of your senses, there's an air of tension that you're picking up from the soldiers around. And it's not aimed at you. You're not seeing anything in particular, but the soldiers feel like they're waiting for something to happen.
Okay. Hey, Till.
Yes, bees.
You know that feeling before there's one of those thunderstorms that we used to get on Nocturna? You know, the kind that would light large parts of the swamp on fire?
Sure.
And everything would be waiting for it, and they'd kind of go to ground.
Hide under the ferns, that sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. Or things that would eat things in the ferns would be ready to go and eat things in the ferns, and it feels like that here. Also, definitely no sun.
All right. So we should probably be ready as well, wouldn't you say?
I guess so. Or we could leave and find a sun.
Well, we have a job to do here first, but
No.
we'll
Okay.
definitely make that a priority as soon as we can.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on the guards or whatever they might be looking for. Are we close to any of
Alright.
the guards?
You're like 60 feet away from them.
Okay.
So-
Make sure to not engage them directly. We don't want to make anybody nervous, do anything they would regret.
Okay, says the clanking, shambling, web encased bit of armor that is lurching in their direction.
Make sure you
Meanwhile-
watch from a distance, give them plenty of space.
Meanwhile, Kendall is obliviously walking down the ramp, just saying hi to all to the guards. Just walk straight down. Hi, hello, hi.
I'm heading towards Adano since I was the one that had spoken with him on the call previously.
Mhm.
General Adano.
Yeah,
Nice.
the middle-aged gentleman nods. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. My name is Lord, as your friend has implied, my name is Lord General Revuel O'Donnell, and this is my compatriot in rebuilding this planet's government, he says, indicating to the younger-looking man, Lord General Marcus Soland.
And your honor guard, he says, gesturing towards the soldiers.
Something like that, he says, looking over at Marcus. The young general is rather more concerned with security, and to his credit, but it wouldn't do to meet complete strangers without some form of armed escort, as he says, the younger one. And of course, there are still other threats on this world that need be watched out for. In fact, the reason you're even here.
Indeed. So, if it would be amenable to making you more at ease, shall we discuss that information?
Indeed, I think it would be best if, and as he is cut off by something, I want everyone to roll me a perception check.
Hey.
Perception.
That's much better. 30.
Also a 19.
21.
14.
Question.
Yes.
Could I argue for smell to be a factor in this?
Certainly.
Awesome. I get to roll with advantage. Splendid 10.
There you
Just
go.
say, in this game in particular, advantage only seems to make you roll double low.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You are
I
more
got a
screwed if you have advantage than if you don't.
I got a 7.
So, Till, Kendall, and Bees. Bees mostly because you were already looking for it. The three of you, as this conversation is starting to happen, you start to sense something wrong. And so you're not completely surprised when you hear a pair of bellowing roars. Just these just echo out from the distance in environment, and the three of you are immediately prepared and not surprised when a pair of hulking ogre-sized figures leap out from behind the cover of the ship, having apparently managed to sneak up using the ship as cover.
Our ship?
Yeah, yes, your ship.
Mm.
And land basically in the middle of the group, and I'm going to have to put together a very quick battlefield.
Oh, a welcome party.
So
Two
let's-
of them.
Let's talk about those demons. Oh, look, here they are.
Exhibits A and B.
Literal phrase of speak of the devils.
And they shall appear.
I've been looking for
This is
something
more
to
of a
punch.
roadside. This is more of a roadside battle map, but it'll do the job. As I need to get everybody put down. Hold on.
Crazy.
Full bar. L.
I'm
Hey,
seeing nothing but darkness.
He's getting it set up. Give him a chance.
Or maybe that's just what it looks like.
Yes. Oh God, I've gone blind. My dark
sorry,
vision
is
is
that-
gone.
Yay! I'll get to shoot Kendall again. It will
Okay,
once
what are you-
again be an
What are you
accident.
gonna do in the fight?
Hey, now, I've never accidentally shot Kendall out of combat.
Not
No,
yet.
it's always been
Till
intentional.
has excellent trigger discipline.
Does everybody else see the? Is that a fridge over your?
I see
thing,
a fridge
John?
over. Yeah.
That's your
Oh,
card,
that's
by the way.
That's
the
your quest card.
That's the quest
That's your
card.
Oh,
quest
okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that
Hey.
was. I was
Got a
like,
quest
it's
card.
either a file cabinet or it's a fridge.
It's
Either
a,
way, I don't know why it's there.
It's a quest
All right,
card.
Indy. All right, Indy, climb inside.
We'll keep getting out of this. just
That
for
never
ease
happened.
of Access.
What are you talking about? It was the best part of the movie when Indiana Jones got blown away by a nuclear blast. Everything else was just, the dying fantasies of his mind.
Indiana Jones and the incident in Owl Creek.
Like, the movie ended there. I don't know what you're talking about.
And he had a very long hallucination and died.
That's what radiation does to you. You have
That's
what
what
seems
the
like a
incident
very
at Owl
long
Creek was about.
hallucination, and then you die.
I have it. I thought I had it on good authority that live streaming podcast audiences loved Ambrose Bierce references.
I have these as enemy tokens because they were when I previously used them, but ignore the fact that the Nocturne soldiers are outlined in red.
No, I'm gonna kill him now.
Thing.
Oh,
Yep.
Can't forget
Varouche is nodding.
it.
And bees away.
Oh, look, they're enemies. No, we're not enemies. Just annihilate them. Sorry, the red line made it seem like you were a bad guy. So does the armor and weapons.
The actual enemies.
Right here.
Guns
Toolbar
to shoot
there.
the demons. We didn't know.
Oh, big boys.
So our ship is the forest.
Yeah, well, for now it'll work like that.
Yeah.
Legit.
That's my favorite Octavia Butler novel.
My ship is the forest. Sounds like a culture ship, really.
Let me pull this character out here just so I have the sheet ready. Delete that token because I don't need it.
I feel like we should be closer since we were talking to them.
Yeah,
Probably.
Arrange yourself somewhere in the span of the road.
Oh, in that case.
Did say we were 60 feet away. Although I guess we've gotten
We're-
closer, unless that was a really
30,
loud
yeah, just-
conversation.
Hey. Nice to meet you.
I mean that does seem appropriate for Kendall still, but
Like, okay.
I'm gonna bring the turn order up so everyone can roll initiative.
I would be here by Till
I mean, we already rolled initiative.
and Mistle.
Yeah,
Mistle, are you
Mistle's-
riding on anybody? Or are you
I didn't see anything, but I was picturing her riding on Bee's armor.
Okay.
So
yeah. There's like I would say almost perpetually now a small hammock or sort of like lounge chair made of web that is now attached to the shoulder for Mistle.
Sticky or non-sticky web?
Non-sticky unless Bees is feeling particularly codependent that day.
Okay.
So
Well, good.
on this map, where's the end of the ramp? Because that's
Just for ease of access, we'll just say at the edge of the road,
Right down the road.
like on this edge.
okay.
So hang on. I'll draw a thing.
'Cause
for-
he was 100% just like doody 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 doody.
So we'll say
Are we
that's-
rolling
we'll say
initiative?
that's the ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got
we're
a
rolling
2.
initiative.
You sure did.
Well then.
I didn't do well either.
But it did better than a 2.
I thought I rolled mine. I guess I didn't.
Or did you roll it and not select your token?
No, because my token was still selected. I don't see.
Yeah,
any
no, I
rolled
don't think you rolled it. Yep.
money. There we go. Not good.
Better than mine. I'm going last.
Next round, unfortunately, right?
Yes, I'm going last after after 2 whole rounds. 'Cause
These
I'm
wasn't
surprised
surprised.
and rolled a 1.
Yeah. These wasn't surprised. They apparently just don't care all that much.
Told you, stuff hiding under ferns. Gonna get at.
There's no sun. I'm going back to the ship.
There's no sun on the ship either, bees.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
I
where we have
expect
all
this
our
fight to
stuff.
be over by the time it gets around to my turn. In one way
I
or the
don't know
other.
about that.
I was gonna say we have no idea how many hit points these things
John, you remember the chickens?
have.
Yeah, I remember the chickens.
Oh my! I remember the chickens.
Or the badgers.
All right. So Varush is surprised.
Yep.
Till is not. So Till, you get to go.
All right. Till's gonna move to here. Till's going to shoot this lower Dragloth. Just the being keyed up and on edge, it's almost second nature. He just leaps in front of Kendall, one arm out to sort of start shoving her up the ramp, and the gun is out to try and shoot this thing. 27 to hit him.
That'll hit him. Yes.
Okay. 6 ballistic damage, and we're gonna try spend a key point for a stunning shot
All right.
on that. So
That
he will need to
is-
make a con save against.
That's a 14.
It's a 15.
So he is stunned.
Excellent. He'll yell for bees. Bees, take the one on the other side.
Okay.
And let's see. He'll take his second shot to the one, to the same one. He's just going to keep pumping rounds into that. 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
You also have
Great.
advantage on him because he's stunned.
Oh, hey, let's try that one more time then. Boop. Yep. Okay.
You still hit.
So 6. Another 6 ballistic. God, I'm kind of rolling like shit. And then he'll burn one more key point for flurry of blows so that he can shoot him twice more. 24 and 27, which I assume both hit.
Those hit.
10 and 10.
That's better. That's better.
That's much better. That's what we like to see. So yeah, just 4 rounds.
Made a nicer looking ramp.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Yep.
So I'm assuming that's your turn.
Yes.
So that first
Yep.
Dragloth is stunned and does not get to do anything. And it just sort of reels from the onslaught of bullets that were precisely aimed. The second one, however, is not.
Yep.
And is going to. It's going to start off with the big gun. Why not? As its eyes have been, as you look at it, their eyes are these sort of like glowing red pits. But the one on the north side, its eyes sort of flash a rainbow spectrum of colors, and this sort of aura of mind affecting magic bursts out from it as it casts confusion.
Oh dear.
Let's see. Everybody within 10 feet of me.
So each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere sits on a point that it chooses. So it's going to choose right here. So it will catch all of the party.
And everyone but Kendall and Till will get a bonus to their saving throw.
Yeah.
So everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
You get a plus
boy.
4 if you're within 10 feet of me.
Okay. Is it
Which
okay if I
everyone but Kendall and Till is.
Yeah.
just roll and then treat it as a +4?
Yeah.
Okay. You said wisdom?
Yes, wisdom save.
Well, you're the only reason I have
Thank
any
God,
modifier.
Kendall.
Woof.
Wait, is
Hey.
this-
No. You don't want Kendall to not be confused.
Well,
Confused, she might run away or
Mine's
just stay in one place and not attract attention.
Mine's a 13.
24.
I got a 21.
Still not great.
I just rolled wisdom. Hold on.
Oh, it's a
Where's my saving throws?
I think it's going to be the same for you.
yeah. I don't think
Is
you
it the
have.
same? Okay.
Yeah, you're
You-
not proficient in wisdom saves.
You and
So
I are
you-
in the same boat.
So you
it'd be
rolled
Well,
an
8.
I'm
8.
screwed.
Well, I mean, you have an 8.
2,
So-
3, 4, 5, 6. That's all of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Tolbar can Tolbar be confused?
I don't think so. Let me check. He's a construct, so
Man, I'm definitely not.
I
a
don't
construct.
think there's anything preventing.
he is immune to being charmed, exhausted, or poisoned. I don't know if confusion is a charmed effect or not.
Nope.
Yeah,
not
no,
you. No. mm-mm.
I think.
Let me look it up real quick.
No,
I
it's
don't remember.
definitely not.
It's
I think
own thing.
because I think you can confuse Modrons.
Where's the creature that has reached? Yeah, it does. It does still need to make the save.
Okay. Do, 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 do.
Oh no, they have axiomatic mind. Never mind. But I mean, other constructs I think can be confused.
Yeah, and I don't think Tolbar has anything else. Tolbar can't be surprised though, so there's that. So even though I don't get to act on my turn, he will.
You got that going for him.
Yeah.
Assuming he's not confused and just stays there.
I mean, assuming he's not just confused and murders me.
Or that.
Isn't his orcish name Skynet?
You got a 14. No.
So yeah, the only person who fails is Mistle.
Oh,
Yay.
Oh, okay.
Boy, whoever she's riding on is in. Oh,
Bees. It's also it's going to close distance. It's going to get right up in.
okay. I am.
Aren't we still on surprise rounds?
Yeah.
Bees is one of the ones who noticed and thus is not
Yeah,
surprised.
bees
Right.
at least made it. I should know this playing a ranger, but I don't remember. Do I have to cast Hunter's Mark before I strike, or can I cast
You
it
have
as
to
I
cast
hit?
Hunter. You put Hunter's Mark on before you attack.
Okay, all right. So bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark. It's rolling for me anyway. So I hope I hit with that roll. And then I'm going to make a rapier attack. I mean, it's a bees attack, but you know what I mean. A 9, probably not going to do it.
9 misses.
And I'm going to make another one of those. Come on, natural 1.
Oh, there's roll a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, I did. And I assume I can't use inspiration on a. Oh, I don't have any anyway. I guess I'm done.
Mistle, you would do your confusion thing, but you're not acting anyway because you're surprised.
I think you missed because I haven't nodded yet.
Yeah, that's probably so.
Let's see if Marcus is surprised.
All kidding aside, I do think it's hilarious that you think Bees has the combat discipline not to attack
Yeah.
something that's attacking him if he hasn't been
Yeah.
told, or if they haven't been told to.
Marcus is not surprised, so he does get to act. So he's going to.
Hey, don't muscle in on our audition.
I feel like if you're the one conducting the audition, you're allowed to also participate in the audition if you want.
25, 30. He's gonna just use his he's gonna use the assault rifle that he's got on his hip, which is gonna be I'm gonna keep the short bow because it's the same damage die. On
Says
this
here on your
attack.
resume, good team player. Let's see.
6 ballistic damage. Let's see. As Marcus sort of sees the situation, runs forward, swinging around the assault rifle on the bandolier on his hip, and just fires it into one of the Dragloths. Soldiers are surprised. They're not going right now. Kendall is surprised. Let's see if...
No, I'm not.
Oh, right. You know you're not. That's right. You are one of the ones that did roll. So Kendall, your turn.
They had one job to be on the lookout.
Up the ramp, Miss Fairchild, please.
You already did your thing. You don't get to talk. You didn't say anything yet.
Not your turn. Not your turn.
Talk.
Shut up.
On your turn, and you chose not to.
I did say I was ushering you up the ramp, though.
You did say you were pushing, and she's pushing back.
God, I love their dynamic. Real, it's so good.
So Kendall is going to
Kendall has one more hit point than Tolbar does right now. Kendall's fine.
What's
I wouldn't
Kendall's
go that
AC?
far. Yeah, so anyways, Kendall is going to
Look, pets aren't great. Tolbar's not that good.
She will. Yeah. Let's start with this. So this one here, that's right in the middle of everybody. He could just make everything in front of her scared and run away, but let's not do that because there are people. So dissonant whispers.
Didn't stop you before.
No, that was dissonant whispers.
I know.
I'm
It was
not
also
gonna lie.
super on purpose.
I'm not gonna lie. I was tempted to use it against the person who's stunned, just like I tried to use it against the person who was held.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
priorities at the moment.
No.
So
Still legitimately one of my favorite moments in this campaign.
Bum. So wisdom save versus 14.
Dragloth needs to make a wisdom save. It's not good at those. That's a 13. It rolled really well, but
Excellent.
only a 13.
So that is 10 psychic damage. And it must immediately use its reaction to move its as far as its speed allows away from me and right into opportunity attacks.
Yep. So 30 feet directly away from you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Provoking attack opportunity from Tolbar and bees because they're the ones who are not surprised. And from you, actually, because you were standing next to it when you...
Yep.
Take it.
Technically, Tolbar and Kindle would give each other advantage. Because you could draw a line through the monster between the two of them at the time.
Tolbar would give Kendall advantage, but it wouldn't trigger an attack opportunity from Tolbar until it left his reach, at which point it would no longer be...
Fair. So Kindle gets advantage. Tolbar just rolls a natural 20.
It just rolls a natural 20.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, also rolled a 2 and a 1, but on the damage dice for a grand total of 6 force damage.
3 advantage. Yes, public. Yes. And I rolled a 16 for 6.
Actually, that hits. -6.
Has Kendall used her energy knife before?
Yes.
Okay.
Once.
All right.
Back on Swamp Planet.
Okay.
Right before I got
Bees-
knocked unconscious.
Bees also gets an attack of opportunity, Craig.
Oh, yeah. I just did so poorly on my round. I forgot I wasn't stunned.
Why do I just picture?
Now 24.
Yeah.
There you go.
You still have Hunter's Mark on it, so...
Oh, hey. Okay, cool. So that goes off as well. And then I rolled a 6 earlier, so 12 points of damage.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you use that earlier roll.
I mean, I can roll it again.
Don't worry about it. I'm good with it.
Okay. So I think sort of as it pulls back and pulls away, some of the bees just go with it.
Man, we
Yeah.
rolled
Continuing
nothing
to
but
sing.
6 damage on that. That's 666 right there.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Well, they are the devils.
And then I am going to
Demons,
use
whatever.
my bonus action to face step with myself, and assuming Till is willing, to go over here.
God damn it.
Actually, let's go right there, and then Till can be right next to me.
Assuming Till is willing to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. She's going to teleport off, and I have it's toss of a coin whether or not she would go in a more or less safe direction, and that's not a risk he's willing to take.
Look, she could have stepped forward and teleported with bees, so she's being responsible.
She is.
Please tell me that as the
Comparatively.
portal opens, Kendall goes, "Get in, loser. We're going stabbing."
Oh my god. He
Is-
did now.
And is the cause fear the verbal component just you go yelling, "Excuse me," as they rush past?
Ah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's boo, you whore.
Yeah,
Is
all of that, every bit of it.
that your turn?
That is my turn. Yes, I could probably
Wondrous.
run to move too, but yeah, I'm good.
Let's see if
No, by all means, run move. He's stunned. He won't get an attack of opportunity on you, and you'll get some distance from him. Please run
Well,
move.
yeah, that would be great. Like, okay, I put you here. Now I'm gonna go chase the other one and then run off.
Son of a bitch.
Let's see if Adano is able to move. Probably not, because he does not have perception deficiency. Nope, he's surprised.
You know, I thought Kendall did a really great job in that in that fight, but why were they yelling something about Glen Coco?
As it turns out, having one eye is not exceptionally conducive to a high perception score.
Not generally.
Coltarn, you're surprised. Tolbar is not. So what
Tolbar
does
is
Tolbar
not,
do?
and because I'm incapacitated technically by being surprised, Tolbar can act on his own. So Tolbar
Without a stamp collection.
recites poetry. No, 5,
Working on this
10,
one.
15, 20, 25. Giving flanking to both Kendall and Till, and taking it for himself. Advantage. So yeah, Tolbar looks around, and he hasn't drawn out his weapon. You all have noticed that since the transformation, he's sort of like changed. He's actually like decided to dress himself as opposed to what he was previously, which was mostly just sort of wearing utility gear. And so he's now got this long coat and scarf that came from nowhere, and also as he sort of previously he was using like sort of a very hastily made together buzzsaw axe. Now, this being his first chance to show off, he sort of holds a hand out as he begins to move, and you watch as a rapid fabrication unit just manufactures a great sword made out of scrap materials into his hand as he moves over, grips it with both hands, and
Swing away.
Was that a Signs reference?
Fuck
for
yes,
11
it was.
force damage.
Ah,
There is just a sort of like mystical impact sound as the sword breaks across it. It doesn't seem like it's actually a physical sword. It just looks like it's made out of scrap metal.
And then surprise round over. Varouche, you're up.
All right.
Till you're on deck.
Seeing
Okay.
as how everybody's running down that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We think alike, you and
Yep.
I.
And as I'm running at it, is it fairly obviously demon looking?
Oh, definitely.
All right. Guess who's getting a compelled duel?
Yay!
It's currently being compelled to run away, and you're compelling it to stay here.
Well, mostly so that it only attacks me.
That's
And
a
then
16. What's your DC?
15.
not yeah, it's 15. So it saves.
It had to roll a 16. It does not have a wisdom mod.
All right.
Yep.
Main action, both hands. Heavy blade is out. So first attack. Sure, okay, not an advantage. 20
20 hits.
for 8 points of slashing damage. Second attack.
Point out that if you want to use a divine smite, it is a fiend, so you do get the extra free die.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to. So that would be an extra 9 points radiant damage. So just a first level slot. And then a 13 for the second strike.
13 will miss.
Bummer. I have one more. Or 5 more feet. I'm just gonna scoot over to this side to give the stormtroopers a clear line of sight.
Right.
You need to roll one more d8 on that because it's a fiend.
Oh yeah, okay.
I hope they're not stormtroopers. They won't be.
I
able to
really
hit.
hope. Yeah. So
about to
another
find out.
4, so that's 21 points of damage. 13 of which.
No, they're
was great.
Shinra troopers. They're very accurate. They just don't do a whole lot of damage.
You know, they said the same thing about stormtroopers
Right.
before we saw them shoot.
Only Imperial stormtroopers use this kind of precision.
Yeah.
Well, to be clear, they just said they're only this accurate. Only Imperial Stormtroopers are this accurate. They never specified how accurate this accurate is.
Yeah, I mean they were shooting a sand crawler.
And you could see the blaster marks were everywhere. I don't think Obi-Wan is as good at surveying a scene as he thinks he is.
Or he
Obi-Wan
would
is
just be
also-
funny.
Obi-Wan is canonically not smart. He went into hiding and changed his first name, but not his last one.
Also, canonically, Obi-Wan is a smarmy asshole who would make that joke. Only Imperial stormtroopers are this accurate.
Yeah, no, that's what that's fair. I'm just saying,
It's true.
if they all miss,
This is the man who, at the peak of his career, thinks the best badass entry line is "Hello there."
he's
I
not
mean,
wrong.
He's not
though.
wrong. Yeah.
Right.
That's my turn.
Sorry.
Till, you're up.
All right. Till's just gonna unload the last 4 bullets of his clip into this guy. Hopefully, he's stunned still, so these will be an advantage.
And their advantage because you're flanking anyways.
Well, yeah, but also, so first one hits for 5. Second one hits for 6. 18 still hit.
Yep.
For 8. And for 6. So that's the damage. Bang, 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 bang.
Bang, bang, bang went the volley.
Now Kendall's right here. He's gonna burn one more key point to see if he can stun this thing for another round.
That's a natural 1. It is
Yes!
still stunned.
All right.
I'm inspiring you. See, I serve an important role.
Whether or not they're stunned has nothing to do with Till, technically. But yes, we appreciate your inspiring
I'm
presence.
helping.
You are. We're just gonna say that.
One Dragloth is stunned and does nothing again. Other
Look at all
one
my
is
bardic
not
inspiration. Kendall, you're not a bard.
stunned. The other one
Did I
is not
stutter?
stunned and is going to just go all in on Varouche. So first, it's going to use its 4 arms each, just sort of lash out. Oh, Cody's just getting back too, so he's going to be able to hear this now. The second one is going all in on attacking Varouche.
Cody, you fucked.
Yay.
So I
its
just
4
learned-
arms reach out and just lash with 2 massive swipes.
Well, you know, to
So
be
these guys are
forearmed is to be forewarned.
Nope.
I foresaw this.
Nope.
26 to hit and 10 to hit. So
Watch
one
out for
hit.
his forearms.
That 26
They're massive.
just hits.
13 slashing damage from its claws.
Okay.
And then its head rears back and chomps down at you
You look
For
like you're
24
about
to
to
hit.
sneeze. That's not a sneeze.
for 10 piercing.
All right.
Man, you meet the first guy bigger than you, and he just beats the shit out of you.
Bees, you're up.
Okay. Looks like that one is well handled.
I definitely have it in hand.
Oh, he needs to make a con save too because he's been several of them actually. Oh, yep, he's already dropped confusion. Mistel is no longer confused.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, Varush, do you need to make con saves for compelled duel?
No, he saved. on it.
He saved against it, so
If I can
right.
get to here, sorry, if I can get to here, can I? Is that flanking? Because we're on opposite sides, or would I have to be up here?
And you just have to be able to draw a line through them.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to.
Like here wouldn't be flanking.
Yeah.
Neither would
yeah.
there, but anywhere around here would be.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going to run to here. I'm taking the attack action. Can I take my bonus action as I go?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna, as I run, I'm going to use my bonus action to take a crossbow shot using my feet. Crossbow shot. Come on, motherfucker!
And misses.
This is
Yeah,
what
it
happens when you
does.
try to shoot a crossbow with your feet.
Get to here. All right, so I will at that point I will make a rapier attack. Jesus. 12, no good,
12,
right?
12 misses.
My last rapier shot. Son of a bitch! 12 again.
Wow.
Bees is
Holy
having a rough.
garbage.
Bees is really pissed about the lack of sun.
Yeah.
Greg,
Good lord.
I'm gonna need you to get off my gimmick. That's mine, and
I
control
know,
it.
right? Holy
I will be
shit.
setting a cease and desist.
Well, guess I'm done, y'all. I was really hoping to use my Swarm Keeper feature to move so I could at least be in position to give you advantage. I'm sorry, Varush.
it's all good.
Mistel, you're up.
Mistel's coming with you though. Bet you she can get in position.
Yeah, Mistel's there because she was on bees. So
Is Mistel confused though?
No.
Nope, he dropped it.
concentration.
He lost concentration
no
on it.
longer.
Cool.
Okay,
Alright.
so she is gonna try to stab this thing.
Would you like to move to a position where you're flanking with Varush?
I can.
Yeah, if you hop off me to here,
Yep.
you will. Yeah.
Honestly, you can flank Varush anywhere in this line. And if you're like here, you would give me flanking when I get up there.
I don't think that hit.
No.
You have advantage.
9 does not hit.
Can I
You do
try
have
the-
advantage.
You do have
advantage
advantage
for
because of
Oh,
flanking. Yep.
okay.
It's currently mauling me, so you have advantage.
The 19.
Woo!
hits.
Yay.
Yeah. Either of those would have hit, so roll damage with sneak attack.
Get him in the soft bits. I don't know. Do Drakeloff have soft bits?
I mean,
I'll find out in a minute.
kind of, maybe.
There's just
Well,
from
damage.
inside the armor. There's just a series.
Missile,
of,
you've got more than 1d6 for your sneak attack, though, right?
Oh yeah, you
should
should
be
have way more
3.
than that.
I think hold on, let me check.
Should be 3d6, I think.
May not have changed it.
You are what level are you guys?
6.
Six.
36.
Yeah, it should be 3d6.
Yeah, I think I forgot to change this. Hold on.
See, now I have a quandary. Because there are 3 of us on both Dagoth. Or Dragloths.
Drigloff.
And I'm in the middle.
Roll 2 more d6 for me, Holly.
Continue the meeting with O'Donnell like nothing is
Yes.
happening.
Right, yeah.
That's what we were saying.
So,
Roll
as
two
you,
Big
more
power
d6s.
move.
I mean, it would be like it's like so. As you can see, this is not all that terribly difficult of a thing to deal with. So, actually, no. Shoot both of them and then continue the conversation.
Bang, bang. Anyway.
And then
I
Marcus
believe
is
we were
going
discussing our
to
fee.
Marcus is going to close in and flank with Till as well, and is going to as he draws off the it's sort of like sitting at like a weird side angle. It's sort of like behind him, but also tilted up, and you realize why is because it's a very large sheath. As he draws what appears to be at first you think it's sort of a curved blade. It's actually like a curved longsword. It's actually a curved greatsword as he draws what is essentially a nodachi off of his side
Neat.
and drives in with it. One hit. I need to roll advantage on the second one. It's twice. So 7 slashing and 9 slashing. As he rolls the worst damage.
We've been doing pretty well on accuracy, bees notwithstanding, but our damage rolls have not been super great.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't rolled low enough to trigger great weapon fighting.
I mean, that's
There are
I mean, you can
12
also
of
just
the
you can always just take the
troopers.
-5 to give yourself +10 damage with great weapon fighting.
Right. I totally forgot about that aspect. Oh no, that's the feat, not the. This is the fighting style.
Oh, you don't. Yeah, you don't have the feet of the fighting style,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're called the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
No,
But-
I'm just great weapon fighting. I am not a great weapon master.
Oh. Well,
They're
looks like
gonna
you should have spent your time mastering the blade instead of whatever
I
it was you were
guess,
doing.
yeah. I'm a goddamn pleb.
I'm just gonna really quick roll a bunch here because the API can handle it.
And that's what everybody says about an API until it can't, and then
And then where are we?
The game's crashed.
I mean, at that,
roll 20 goes down.
then we're in
Yeah.
the same place we always were.
I'm sorry, guys. I was Googling Google. What happened?
5,
What'd you find?
6,
0. The answer does
I made everything
division by
crash.
0.
9, 10, 11, 12.
I
There.
feel like they
Says,
just,
"Now
I feel
you've
like they
done
just
it."
killed one of those things.
Yeah, bees.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah, like, ah, the bees.
4, 5, 6.
You know,
So
I should've said
about
hello.
about half the shots hit the upper Dragloth, which is fairly impressive considering it's not badly armored. So
You probably want to impress their boss.
Is it natural armor or do they have armor?
it is natural armor.
Okay.
Look at those rippling pectorals.
I can't take my eyes off.
That's the problem. If you take
That's
your
the
eyes
confusion spell.
Off them, if you take your eyes off them, you notice the spider mouth.
So yeah, the 12 troopers surrounding Adano just like take a firing stance and aim north, and there's just a hail of bullets that burrow into the Dragloth and just fill it full of lead as they react. Kendall, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, it's not looking great. So the Dragloth, not the situation. So I am going to I will go ahead and take a step back because melee range spells.
Mhm.
There. Let's go back 10 feet. And I will Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Gives me 2 beams.
Pew. He's stunned, so you have advantage.
Cool. Would be a 25 to hit and
hit.
a 20 to hit.
Both of those will hit.
For 9 damage and 13 damage.
Nice.
Huh.
Jeremy, I think we Freaky Friday.
At least your rolling skills.
How many more Lindsay Lohan references can I get into tonight's episode?
Curious how I want to push it 20 feet straight over to Coltar.
Please do.
Yep. Just because I think that's hilarious.
It also provokes 2 attacks of opportunity.
No,
Actually,
it's not
pushed is
moving
not
under its
moving.
own power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that was-
so
shoved.
repelling blast moves at 10 feet each hit. And so it just gets blasted over to Coltarn.
So it
As-
comes in like a wrecking ball.
Yes,
There you go,
as,
Greg.
As Kendall just reaches a
That's
that's
hand
Miley
out.
Cyrus.
I know.
What
but
do
it's
your
close enough.
Eldritch Blast look like?
I'll allow it.
I can't remember what I said before.
Neither
Say
can I, which is
something
why
new.
I'm asking.
God damn it. Huh.
Feel like they were festive.
You know, I'm just gonna say that they are like they're pink for sure.
Mhm.
They're absolutely pink. Yeah, right now I don't have anything better, so just pink bolts of energy. They might change. She's an
so
Eladrin, she can change her mind.
Yeah. So these 2 rocketing pink blasts just slam into the Dragloth side and detonate with this concussive force that sends it skidding across the ground straight up to Coltar.
I'm helping.
I really want O'Donnell to not do anything so he doesn't steal my kill, because I'm about to murder this thing.
As he looks over at it. And he just sort of looks over at that one, looks over at the northernmost one, judges the situation, and just kind of puts a hand out to the left as a pair of his own Eldritch Blasts fire out. He has 4 of them in his levels, so 3, 4. Only 1 hits.
Why you look where you aim.
For 1 force damage.
One force
point of
damage.
damage.
Technically helping.
He seems like he's acknowledged that this battle is currently well in hand and is just kind of effortlessly just spraying Eldritch Blasts at the one to the north just to see what Coltarn. He's still watching Coltarn to see what Coltarn does with this.
Kendall definitely gets a sulking look on her face, like mine are better.
Well, yours are like pink balls of energy. His are just like soaring, like searing blasts of black flame.
Yes, mine are better.
I mean, he hit the guy and the guy didn't even like stumble backwards at all.
He didn't even fly. Like, yeah, he didn't even push him.
Coltarn, it's your turn.
So, because this is all happening in the same 6 seconds, the Dragloth, like, sort of flying towards Coltarn, being propelled by these Eldritch Blasts, and just Coltarn, like, sort of twists and clenches his fist, and electricity sort of, like, begins to pour down the armaments that are on his right arm down to the fist, that down to the augmented fist that he's wearing, and he sort of turns around. This guy's stunned, so I have advantage, right?
Yes.
If
But it
you
sort of
miss, I swear to
turns
God.
turns around and just brings the fist up in sort of an uppercut towards it. Advantage.
Throw your back out.
Are you going to try and
do a
Mike Tyson
haymaker
punch out this
punch.
guy? There you go.
Oh, ignore the chromatic bullet. So 8 lightning damage. Is it still standing?
It is. So,
Okay. So just,
as it's served up to you by
I have a second
Kendall, it's to
attack.
sort of launch towards you and you just uppercut it in the jaw.
uppercut it in the jaw, and then hang on. So yeah, spin around, just electricity crackling off the fist as it connects. Reach up, grab it by some of the fur, bring it down to my level because it's taller than me.
By a bit.
And natural
There you
20.
go.
Turn off chromatic bullet. For a 16 lightning damage. Just like
How do you
bring
want
it
to do
down.
this?
So yeah, I grab uppercut it, send it reeling back as it sort of stop its momentum with the first punch. Reach up, grab it, pull it down, and just into the side of the head. Electricity crackling off the taser fist, and just it goes to the ground.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I turn back towards Adano and just sort of
A perfectly served up Dragloth.
Yeah. Bonus action, Tolbar is going to go look over towards the Dragloth with his sword in hand. Look over towards the other one. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. So Goldar turns back towards O'Donnell, shaking the fist off. So anyways, we were talking about fiends.
Well done.
So this thing has been mauling me as it reels back after it gets done with its attacks. I'm going to go ahead and reverse the grip on my heavy blade and slash up the middle of it with advantage with both hands. So 24.
That'll
So
hit.
many hits.
Parts with both my hands.
For 14 points of slashing damage.
How do
Also,
you want to do this?
just belly button up sternum. Just
Yeah.
And then-
Unzip that mannequin.
Yep.
My God.
and then just the bottom bit of the blade catches it on the chin, and I'll just throw it off in this direction. So it just hits the ground.
I like how we
Oh.
had on one
And
side
then just
we had
for
the
good
beat
measure.
down, and on the other side, evisceration.
And then just for good measure, down on the neck.
Just to make sure.
Second attack, down on the neck.
And also, fuck you.
The thing that you learn about this particular fiend is that its internal organ scheme looks surprisingly humanoid, as several different organs fall out of it as you open it up.
Do
What?
I recognize?
Can I
that
make
these
a
are
medicine
Yeah,
check?
do I recognize that these are natural, quote unquote, natural Dragloth rather than abnormal?
You can roll me a religion check, but as you roll that check, we're gonna go ahead and take
Yeah.
a break as this fight concludes.
All right. Well, we'll be back in just a few minutes. So if you're watching on Twitch, please
Looks weird to you.
be sure to stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story.
There it is.
So, as the last of the demons falls, there's a hush that falls over the battlefield as the troopers slowly lower their guns again.
I'll sort of like give. Coltarn's not trying to be sarcastic, but it's going to come across as sarcastic as he goes, "Good job," to them.
I mean, to be fair, they did fairly accurately fill that Dragloth with bullets.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, he's not trying to be sarcastic. It just sounds sarcastic because it's Coltarn, and he's got 8 charisma. Like, he only beats Tolbar in charisma by 2 points. He's slightly more charismatic than an AI.
Hey, there are some very charismatic AIs out there. Maybe not in D&D, but
Made a whole movie about it.
several, really.
But yes, as you can see, Lord General Adano says, indicating to the 2 Dragloth as they lay on the ground, there are still leftovers for the previous regime's problems.
I'm just going to turn and look down at the one that I killed that's next to me and just sort of do a quick cursory examination of what exactly it is.
Roll a religion
Ew.
check.
They're really big.
I'd say
Religion or Arcana?
big and ew.
Either or.
I have advantage on the Arcana because of my AI. Oh, no, I don't have advantage. I have, that's...
You have a minimum roll.
I have a minimum roll, that's right. I can't roll lower than 10.
It's not. So it's not a big bonus right now because
sorry,
you're
no,
very low.
hang on. Hang on, that's...
Ew.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Bless
no,
you.
that's a technology roll. Never mind. So yeah, Arcana. Arcana. 19.
Arcona.
Arcana these nuts.
No.
So as you look
Fucking
over
really.
as you look over the corpse of this thing, you're seeing familiarities to other beings, and probably because you very recently had interactions with them, but you are seeing the combination of fiendish elements and elvish traits, very specifically void elves.
So he looks down at it for a second, prods it with a foot, looks back at O'Donnell. Are you saying the previous regime was fusing fiends with elves and people?
Anyone they felt like experimenting on, to be honest. There are a variety of humanoid fiend hybrids that are still on the loose that need to be dealt with, along with there are less of them now, but there were a fair number of true fiends as well. With the empire that sustained them gone, many of them have vanished or otherwise disappeared, but the hybrids that are rooted in the material plane by their very nature remain.
Yes, this is
Oh.
less. These are less fiend. For everyone else's edification, these are less fiends and more modified humanoids. They've been infused with the energy of the place that I can never remember the name of.
Sarheim.
Zarheim. They've been infused with the energies of Zarheim.
Disturbing.
Do not mistake it yourself. There is no humanity left in them.
No, I imagine that they are fully of Zarheim now, except for the
Starting material.
yes, except for the need to return to it when they die. Hence, the bodies remaining intact, as opposed to normal fiends who dissipate.
Indeed. It means that they are dead when you have slain them. However, it also means that they need not sustain themselves on arcane energies and will continue to exist long after their summoner is deceased and all their summoning circles broken.
Well, considering that these two seem to have snuck in, we're in the town, right?
You're on the edge of the capital city. Like
Okay.
it's a military parade ground. Like you can see
Okay.
like the outskirts of the city in the distance. Like they didn't have to get far into the city.
Well, considering these two managed to get quite close to your town, to your capital, without being noticed until they were on us, do you have any way of tracking them all?
Individuals with certain mystic talents, such as my own, can detect them, but it is an individual talent and not exactly a common skill. We don't have any technology that can sense them that can be handed out en masse.
If I do a divine sense real quick, do I catch like the lingering?
Yeah, you do
Bits of
catch the
fiendish on them?
you catch the fiend sense on them.
Okay.
All right there, Miss Fairchild.
Huh? Yeah, no, I'm good.
No injuries.
Just- No. Didn't get close to me. Other than, when we got close to it, but then I made it run away and it was fine.
Hmm. Yes, little on the riskier side, but it worked out all right.
I mean, but see, it did so then I could just blast it over and what happened happened. So, it's fine.
Hmm.
It worked.
You have proven very handily that your group
See?
can do what it takes a squad of my troopers to handle.
Well,
Thank you.
we have been practicing.
Crystal,
Yeah.
do you think that's what would happen to us if we touched the sword?
Let's not find out.
Do you think that's what happens to anyone who touches the sword?
I don't know. I don't know
Let's
that
not let
much
it-
about the sword.
Let's not let anyone find out.
She'll go back and sit in her little seat on bees.
Okay. And bees will sort of settle. Some of the bees will settle around Mistle. They're all staying pretty close to the hive right now.
Mm.
Oh, I did also want to ask, what does the viscera smell like? Like, does it smell tainted?
Bad. It
Okay,
does,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Then they are not harvesting.
Just sort of very casually, I'm going to run the scanner on my Omni tool. Can I detect anything unique about the Can I detect anything unique electromagnetically about the bodies here, the two creatures, or no?
Not particularly. Like, there's not really any technology in these ones in particular.
Yeah, I didn't know if like any of the like genetic engineering like left key marks or anything like that in them technologically speaking.
Not really.
Okay.
At least not these. At least not these examples.
This really quickly sort of like reaches down and fiddles with the arm mounted Omni tool. Well,
Anyone check with ASDCA? Have these demons been microchipped?
I could potentially put together something that might aid us in searching for them, but I'll need one of them to test on.
Well, you have two fresh corpses. I won't keep them from you. I have no use for them myself.
Varouche,
Yes.
your talents. Do they tell you anything about these bodies in particular at the moment?
Just that they're fiendish in nature. That's the only thing that I can tell. I get general senses of extraplanar individuals. Nothing ever specific.
William, one of the magic item infusions that I can make is a wand of detect magic. With the knowledge of that, I don't have the infusion. I don't know the infusion right now, but it's on the list of infusions that I could take at any time whenever I level. Knowing that I have access to the ability to create a magic basically a device that detects magic at will, could I craft basically a wand or a helmet or an amulet of fiend detection, something that very, very specifically looks for the energies of Zarheim, nothing else.
I mean, it'd basically just be a more narrowed down wand to detect good and evil.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of something that could be always on rather than having to activate or something like that.
Wish I did have that spell prepared today.
I mean, you'd have to actually make it. It wouldn't be an infusion, but
Yeah. No, I mean to actually make it. But is that something that I could make with
theoretically
that understanding? All right. I don't have the ability to cast detect that spell, so I would need Varush's help.
What's the environment like? So we've got a capital city, what, quarter mile away?
yeah, about like a couple of kilometers.
And then what's the surrounding terrain like?
The surrounding terrain, there is mostly like open plain that has, it looks like this area has been mowed down. Like you can see forest in the distance. This area, this planet seems to be very heavily forested.
Okay.
But this area seems to have been clear cut for a while now, and there's like a parade ground that's been laid down, so you can see asphalt and old structures. And
so closest tree line is a couple miles away, probably at least.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to make an insight check on William. Is theoretically your version of "you can certainly try"?
Sort of, yeah.
Theoretically. I'd like to, if possible, I'd like to just sort of like very quickly see if I could come up with a plan for building that kind of a device. See how much scrap it would cost, how much time it would take.
Roll me a technology check.
While he's thinking, I'm gonna ask O'Donnell, do you have any idea where or how many more of these individuals are they still being produced?
Fortunately, no. The adventurers who came before you did a good job of starting the process, and now that we have established our own government, we've managed to shut down all of the remaining facilities that have been manufacturing these monstrosities. However, we don't have good numbers on how many of them remain.
23.
Probably about 250 gold worth of materials.
Looking at the helmets that are on those soldiers, do I think those might be useful in building these devices?
Probably not what you're looking for. Like they've got good like spectrum analysis, but they don't like, unless they're magical in their own right, probably not.
I mean more like as scrap to use, as like a basis to build from, not in their own right.
Like a frame?
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically,
a thing to modify to reduce the cost.
It wouldn't reduce the cost by much.
Okay. Sorry, what was the cost again? How much gold?
250 gold of material.
Okay. Lord General, and I'll point at one of those soldiers. Could I see one of those helmets?
Why not? And he gestures to one of the soldiers who takes off the helmet, and you see like this shaggy blonde hair come out from underneath the helmet as he just sort of walks over and hands it to you.
So looking inside at the technology that builds it, and sort of thinking in my head, I need about 250 gold worth of materials, but I could make something that could be utilized to detect fiends on a more permanent basis. Or at least the energies of Zarheim, which would make it more easy to hunt down these individuals. I don't know if I'd be able. I don't know how many of them I'd be able to make offhand. It would take a few days to build each one, but
if it would be useful in your hunt, feel free to scavenge around.
It would also be useful for your guards.
Yeah. We don't have much in the way of available supplies, as one might imagine. Most of it has been sequestered for the recreation of the world government.
I will toss the helmet back to the soldier.
Take it.
So-
sit back.
Lord General, what are your current needs then? Where would we be best employed?
The largest concentration of hybrid abominations that we've been able to locate have largely gone to ground underground. There are tunnel networks that were used largely by the rebel forces during the occupation of the previous empire that we use to traverse from my home to near the capital. These tunnel systems have been, in time since, flooded with these creatures, large and small.
Where did these ones come from?
Likely near those tunnels.
How did they get so close?
I would imagine they were drawn by your ship's arrival.
Oh, your guards are bad.
They are but human.
The guards all look like chastised. Oh.
Do
One
you have
of-
walls?
a couple of them look down, but you are in fact outside the city walls in your current position.
That's dumb. Why aren't we inside?
Because the ship
Because
can't land
inside-
inside the walls, bees.
That's
Yeah,
dumb. Make a
it-
place for it.
It would hurt people, bees.
We'll move the people.
Bees, this was the safest place to land.
Obviously not.
It's not dumb if there's no other option.
They're doing the best they can, bees.
Okay.
We haven't exactly been part of the outside realm for long enough to have a starport constructed.
It'd be sort of like asking you to build a starport back on Nocturne, bees.
We have a starport on Nocturne.
No. You specifically to build
I
a
could do it.
starport.
We could do it.
You couldn't, bees.
Yes, we could.
Anyways, current needs.
Underground.
This
Please
tunnel.
don't
Underground.
turn the rest of the session into an yeah, huh?
No, please do.
Colton
I'm
needs to
down
say
with
it
this.
once.
Yeah, but my character doesn't have the maturity to stop.
That's why Baruch is stepping in.
Yay! Elephant Dad is here.
Leadership.
So, these tunnels. You know where they are. Or could you point us to them?
Indeed, we have them, at least the surface level, fairly well mapped out. They go deeper than we've ever bothered to explore, but we used them to sneak the previous adventurers towards the capital, and they've done us well in the past, so we do have at least some measure of.
Well, looking at the others. Do we need to do
But-
anything before heading to them?
If you need time to rest, you're welcome to stay within the city.
We should probably take at least one night and then
Yes.
head out on the following day.
Get a lay for the local area. Any possible supplies they might have that we could utilize.
As you can imagine, it's difficult for us to try and clear out the tunnels as we are lacking in individuals of your particular caliber, and sending entire squads of soldiers into tight enclosed confines is simply a recipe for losing squads of soldiers.
We'll clear out your tunnels for you and see if we can't find the materials to create some useful devices to assist in early warning for them.
Can we have some food?
We do have plenty of that. That is something that we have in surplus.
Okay.
Well then, shall we adjourn to the city?
Come,
Sure.
let's We'll prepare a feast for you and welcome. It is one of the things that we can do. As Marcus walks over, sheathing the Nodachi.
So
Indeed.
Till tries to be subtle, but doesn't really pass it off well and just kind of waves his hand at Varouge and is like, are we getting right?
Yeah.
You do know that you're getting paid by the Adventurers Guild for this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they already talked about the rate.
Okay.
That
I
was
don't
known
remember that.
beforehand.
My mistake. Never mind.
I don't think
Um,
Till did know, and he's just trying to get as much money as he can.
I mean, that's also. Oh, yeah, no, they've got a community that they're trying to build here. Cool. I've got one I'm trying to fund too. So pay up.
What's her daily allowance?
Can we get a per diem mileage?
Yeah. No, the only thing that I will ask on the walk back is if at any point they can get us a copy of the map of said tunnels sent to Coltarn.
So that he can digitize it.
Our computer
If-
systems
if-
are advanced enough to accomplish that. I'm pretty
Oh,
certain.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
It says.
I don't know what they have.
Have I still not given this perioperative wound closure to anybody?
No, you
Still
haven't.
haven't.
You're still holding on to it.
So as we're walking, Coltarn will. Oh, I reach into his bag and pull out this gem. I'd completely forgotten that I still have this. Looks around at the group. Who's the squishiest looking one of us?
I mean, squishiest to probably be either Mistle or Gideon.
Mistle, I have it on good authority, has more hit points than Tolbar. So I sort of hold it up and like look at. I look at Kindle and hold it up between me and her and see if it matches her aesthetic or not.
Kendall does have the fewest hit points of everyone.
Does it match her
I mean,
aesthetic?
what does it look like?
That's why I'm asking. Does it match her aesthetic?
I mean, it's it is a periaptive wound closure, sort of the iconic periaptive wound closure. So
Blood red heart shaped gem.
yeah, blood red heart shaped gem held in golden hands.
It would be a second necklace, which that might be a little tacky.
Well, you
What-
can't Mr. T your way through everything.
No. Also, those are chains. Those are not necklaces. That's different.
It's true.
You could put it on your phone, like a key, like a
Like a phone fob.
fob, yeah.
Phone fob of
Oh my
of
God.
wound closure. Perfect.
Fantastic.
I'll sort of hold
You
this
can,
out
you can
towards
wear it
Kindle.
however you feel like.
I hold it out towards Kindle.
Wrap it up as a bracelet.
This may be useful for you.
If fucking Drist
Pretty.
can if fucking Drist can use bracelets as anklets, then you can. use a
Dude, don't
necklace
even
as anything
fucking get me started on that bullshit. Not to mention the fact that it's not even
started.
like it actively changes the way the fucking magic item works because he put it on his feet.
Kendall, you seem strangely angry about something all of a sudden. What's going on?
Fuck you, Salvatore. Sorry. Huh?
Maybe this magic item isn't for you.
Would you like to take this? It's a
Oh.
perioperative wound closure. It helps if you suffer significant injuries to safeguard you against death.
It's protective. She'll take it.
Till, with
I'm
all due
sorry.
respect, I'm talking to Kendall, not you.
Thank you, Goltarn. I mean, I think I can make it work. Yeah, sure.
give the
Thank
pair
you.
of wound closure to Kendall. You're welcome. I remembered
Is-
that I had put it in my bag after identifying it and forgot it existed.
It is 100%. She stops. She lifts up a foot, takes her heel off, and wraps around a couple times so it is an anklet,
Yep.
and then puts her heel back on.
That
Ank-
changes the item. Now you just have excellent circulation.
The funny thing is, I was planning to do that before. Like if it came to me, I was planning to do that before.
Oh, I like those shoes, Kendalls. Are those Salvatore Ferragamo's?
Yeah.
I kind of honestly I really like the idea of using it as like a phone fob, like just like tying it on and having it
So
down
many
your
good
phone.
options. So many good options.
Or the
But-
most special of all special fucking drow was mentioned.
Oh, yeah. So you have a periactive wound closure.
Woot.
Nice.
Says Tolbar can be brought back with a mending spell. You can't.
This is fair.
If you
So
are ever
retribution might be a problem if I die.
And yeah, that's like unbeknownst to Coltarn, this is also a benefit for Till.
yeah, whenever you wear this pendant, you stabilize whenever you're dying at the start of your
Yep.
turn, and whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, you double the number of hit points it restores.
Yep.
You do have to attune to it, but I don't think you're attuned to anything else. So
I mean, at some point, once we stop, it'll just attune because it's wrapped around her ankle.
yeah.
All right. We head into the
Walk
city.
into town.
Beast.
Yeah, you head into town.
I sent a message.
And-
I sent a message, but as we're walking, I sent a message back to captain of the ship.
Death Nash, yeah.
Death Nash, that you'll find. You'll find a pair of bodies outside the ship. One of them can be burned. If you could, please pack the other one up for me.
What were they doing
Certainly.
in the ship? Was it like the scene from the Overwatch original trailer where like they're just playing Hearthstone by the monitors?
I'm pretty certain they were trying to deal with the fact there's a cocooned intellect devourer sitting in one of their observation decks.
Look, don't blame everything on bees.
Just most things.
Just the
Also,
things that you can blame bees
that
for.
fight lasted 2 rounds.
rounds.
I know.
Right. They were barely halfway into their armor yet.
We're decorating the observation deck
Making it feel lived in.
to us. Yeah. There's snacks.
Certainly, the captain
Real
comes back.
Thank you.
Real brain food.
And the crew will also, take some shore leave while
Right.
while
Oh, yeah.
the ship is here.
Embark, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And so the group of you head into town with the escort of the 2 Lord Generals and their troopers. And as you approach, you're struck by the fact that this capital city looks surprisingly advanced in a old world kind of way. Like it is very much an extremely advanced technological city for a pre-space flight civilization. It is you can see the like towering structures that have been built, the industrial design of the city itself with advanced roadways and complicated vehicles that are moving around. They've got hovering vehicles that are able to maneuver across the ground, which keeps the roads largely from being damaged. There's a few tracked and wheeled vehicles still around. You're seeing a wealth of advanced technology that just does not extend quite as far into the level of advance that you see on the galactic stage.
How does it
Cusp
compare to-
sort of civilization.
Yeah.
What was that, Craig?
question?
I was just wondering, how does it compare to Nocturna? Like, more technologically primitive?
So the weird thing about Nocturna is Nocturna's got the advanced tech, but there's not enough population, so it's still kind of a backwater.
Right. But
So-
I guess what I'm wondering is just sort of from B's perspective, how does this feel? I guess a lot more people.
Yeah, it feels like more of a city, but
Okay.
like the individual technology is not quite.
Not as advanced, but a lot more civilized.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know that B's would even really pick up on the tech part. So to B's, this probably seems way, way bigger and way more advanced than Nocturna. Is that fair?
Probably, yeah. If you're not looking at any of the tech, you're just looking at like the structure of the city. Definitely.
Okay. And how much sort of magical stuff is there around?
You're seeing a fair bit of magic.
Okay.
It's not nearly as prevalent as the technology is, but there is definitely some magic at work in powering some devices. And you see, like, there's a magician, like a tattoo shop that is identified as like as a magical tattoo shop.
740 tiny tattoos, please.
It's specifically identified as like a all-purpose transmutative boutique, and it's basically just a person in there who uses magic to apply tattoos, change facial structure, change hair. They can do whatever, personal augmentations you want to your appearance with their magic.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry to slow us down. I just wanted to know where we were
Yeah.
tech-wise.
It is very much. You'll notice that a lot of this is based on Final Fantasy VII's level of technology. You are walking into Midgar.
Okay.
Just without the plate.
Yeah, without the giant plate floating above the ground.
Well, I think I could probably find the resources I need scavenging around here.
Is there a place you'd recommend we stay in town, Lord General?
There's a few good places. Marcus, you're more familiar with the city than I am. Madonna says as Marcus sort of. Yes, I can recommend Legion's Rest. It's named after actually the Lord General's hometown. Recently changed ownership and become a rather popular place for the former rebels to sit down, have a drink, enjoy some time, and it's quite comfortable from what I hear. I haven't been there quite often, but it seems like the kind of place that adventurers would enjoy.
All right.
Sounds fine to me. Can we head over and check it out?
Certainly. And Marcus will show you the way. And as he sort of walks you through several thoroughfares and pulls you to, it's sort of like an out of the way, like not quite a hole in the wall, but definitely sort of a bar that is off the main thoroughfare. And you walk in, and it's immediately you're greeted with the sort of like the smoky interior of a place that has seen a lot of people of more like honest and rustic demeanor rather than the highfalutin, extremely refined city folk that sort of put on several layers of airs. Everything here feels very honest and down to earth. There's a dartboard in one corner, and like the people here just relaxing to have a drink and a meal.
Still's keeping an eye on Kendall to see how she's reacting to this vibe, as well as looking for possible how many exit strategies can he pull coming into this room?
2 or 3.
Okay, that's sufficient, I guess.
Kendall is being very careful where she steps.
Okay.
You notice that as you walk in, there's the like music scratch. Everyone looks over, but it's not at you; it's at Marcus.
As they do, Mistle just goes, hello.
Can I insight check the crowd as to why they're all staring at Marcus? Like, is it nervous energy or is it like?
Yeah, you roll me insight.
Well, this is
15.
There's an intense dislike of the Lord General Marcus in this environment, and you're not certain why, but you know that there's some kind of history there.
Is
All
this
right.
the place that's named after his hometown?
No, this is named after Adano's hometown.
Oh, okay.
Adano walks in and everyone like raises a glass to him, and then Marcus walks in and he gets quiet.
Mistle goes, hello, and Coltarn just looks over at. Begins to walk through.
I can see why you haven't been here that often, Marcus, Adano says. Let's find a table. And the two of them go to find a table if any of you want to sit near them at all.
They said they were going to pay for our food, so I figure we're probably following them.
depends on how clean the table they go to is.
I mean, nothing in here is particularly dirty. It's just kind of like, you know, it's a well-kept Western bar, but it's still a Western bar.
How's everything sized?
Yeah.
Surprisingly large, actually. And you look over and you see there's a decent number of orcs and half-orcs present.
I'm picturing Kendall being like the scene where Lucille Bluth goes to the Denny's or whatever it is.
In fact, you see there are some extra large tables. There are some extra large chairs sitting like in some of the corners, and you see the hulking mountainous figure of a Cardon. Damn it!
Literally every time.
Goddamn time. Of a Kardosh.
I'm so sorry.
For those that are
Don't you
unaware
dare
of what
apologize.
this means, Cardon was the name of Cody's character in a different Stardust game, who was of the race Kardosh.
Yep. And my brain farted when I was making him. And I was like, totally spaced.
Seriously, don't you dare apologize.
We
Still one of my
determined that
favorite things.
Cardon was the Kardashi equivalent of naming your human child Hume.
Yep.
Yeah.
My parents had a sense of humor.
I was still waiting for the point where it turned out it was like 3 goblins in a trench coat. Yeah, we're a Kardash. We're Cardon.
But yes, you see a Kardosh sort of grab one of the extra large chairs and pull it up to a table.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem too bad.
Sit.
Well, why don't you find a seat and I'll walk the perimeter, make sure everything looks well.
Okay.
I'll grab some of the larger chairs, toss or hand one to Varouche, and take one for myself and Tolbar.
Grab one. I'll set it down and then I'll actually go walk with Till. Just so that you don't do perimeter checks alone.
Fair enough.
But he can fly. He'll be fine.
Mistle will sit on the table.
Okay.
As the two of them do a perimeter check, Adano sort of chuckles and looks at them walking around. You know, they're in, quite honestly, one of the safest parts of the city.
We've been in the safest parts of cities before, and they weren't as safe as they were expected to be. It wouldn't be the first time that a corpse dropped out of the sky with no explanation for us.
That sounds like a story.
It probably is. As I sit
Till
down,
opens a broom closet, 3 bodies fall out.
Oh, there's
Found
Steve.
the leak.
I sit down, and Tolbar sits down, and the chair underneath Tolbar creaks because Tolbar's significantly heavier than I am.
Yep. But yes, please. Eat your fill. Have a drink. Lord Ordana says as he calls over an orcish woman who is, taking orders, and she sort of walks over, greets the lot of you. Very the kind of waitress who is here, who has been on this job for a long time, not necessarily at this building, but on this job for a long time, and is well beyond the I'm going to give a smile and a sunny disposition to everyone who walks in, and is just sort of like, what can I get for you?
Blurt out food.
Yeah.
Mimosa.
Right.
No alcohol for me.
Right.
Do you have cakes?
Ooh, yes.
We can probably get some snacks, yeah.
Like cakes and desserts and sweet things.
Yeah, we can pull something up.
All of those.
Yes, all of them.
Anything with sugar that's liquid in a bowl, please.
Right.
Love people's reactions to these.
I'll get you a bowl of syrup, I guess.
Yay!
Does
And
Kendall
she-
stop the waitress from leaving and do the Ron Swanson? I don't know if you heard what I said. I didn't say I want a lot of cakes and sweets. I said I
No.
want all of them.
No, that's
She's
for when
just
they.
impressed that that she can get a fucking mimosa here. Anything
mimosa-
else is extra.
The mimosa was no question. The cakes might be a.
I mean, yes, legitimately.
Someone's got to go find a witch and beat her to death for the sugar, and then.
No, it's like you come back with a mimosa that's set down in front of you, and then legitimately prepackaged snack cakes, like the equivalent of Little Debbie snack cakes, basically.
Here's some ding dongs that expired 2 years ago.
They're not even ding
We
dongs.
went and found some
Like,
Twinkies from the Twinkie
Store
factory.
brand ding dongs.
They're like dong dangs.
and
Exactly.
and brand name Twinkies, because those are everywhere.
But you get the sense that as industrialized as this place is, mass produced sweet food is a thing they've got in spades. So you get a variety of these very it's definitely sugar. And it definitely tastes good. It hits all those check boxes, but it is definitely mass produced sweets.
In all fairness, Little Debbie is generally better than Hostess.
Fair.
I will murder you.
Yeah, murdering
They
me will
are, though.
murdering me will
Won't.
not make me wrong.
Neither of them sponsors this show, so they're both garbage, in my opinion.
Fucking the basically Boston cream ho-hos that Little Debbie does are fucking amazing.
You're a Boston
Mhm.
cream ho-ho.
You have a box of Austin cream ho-hos in front of you.
Austin cream.
Austin
Ho-Hos.
cream ho-ho.
Austin cream?
I don't know why.
Yes.
Boston.
I don't know that I want that.
my record of getting
Spicy
this,
flavor. They're spicy flavor.
my record of getting the city wrong every time continues. You
I
ever been
mean,
able to say Boston correctly?
that
when I
sounds
meant to
like-
say Boston once?
That sounds like Boston cream, but with more republicanism. And no,
Every one of them, every one of the Austin cream pies has been touched by Ted Cruz.
ah!
Keep
Oh, you're
Austin
definitely
cream
getting
weird.
COVID off of
All
that.
right. Sorry, Severnus. We're going to have to leave.
But no, yes, you have.
That's not fair. Austin is a perfectly fine city.
Yep.
It is a nice little bastion in the middle of
Texas.
Other things.
That's why I said keep Austin cream weird.
yes.
It
But
already
yes,
was
you get
weird.
you get the equivalent of a box of Boston cream ho-hos sitting in front of you.
If nothing happens on the perimeter check, Till's gonna try and stop to speak to the proprietor or whoever does the whole rent rooms thing.
It's a human gentleman who's
Yeah.
just sort of. Yeah, we've got room set aside for you.
Any variation in terms of quality or security?
Not particularly. They're all basically the same room.
All right. Just wanted to check. Thank you.
Sorry, they said rooms. They meant we have room for you.
Yeah. Said it was basically the same room. It's the same room.
Right. It's all you're all gonna be in the
We're
same
all in
room.
one.
No,
It's
it's
just-
remember, this is an industrialized place.
Right.
This hotel is built with the exact same room, copy pasted
Right.
like a dozen times
Chunk,
over.
chunk,
I
chunk, chunk.
figured it's just like
Modular
like a
rooms.
repurposed barracks, like just like, and it's a hostel.
Well, Farouj, I think our introduction went fairly well, at least.
Definitely made a little bit of a name for ourselves right at the beginning. That was
You say as Adano and Marcus are sitting across the table from you.
They're still moving. They're
No,
still
no,
walking.
we're still
those
up
two are
at
still
the-
walking,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
still like leaning against the desk while I'm getting keys.
yeah. Could have went a lot worse, but I think that worked favorably. It definitely gave us an idea of what we're up against as well.
Mm-hmm. Would you be able to do me a favor?
Depends.
Can you watch Miss Fairchild for a couple hours?
Possibly. Do you need anything from me besides that?
Just to make sure my responsibilities are covered for a bit. I'm going to go take a pass.
At over
Yes,
Through-
over mostly.
the city?
And outside of it.
I could do that.
All right. I'll have my comms
I-
on
As
if
I
you
check
need
to see if
anything.
I have any tracking spells.
And he'll make sure you have his comms frequency and that sort
Yeah.
of thing. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I should be able to.
all right. If she asks anything, she can call me too. And how much are rooms?
They're covered for you.
Oh, they're covered for us? Okay. Well, then he'll just scoop the pile of keys into Varouche's hand and walk out the door.
All right.
And once he's outside, Till is just going to hit the sky and go as far and as fast as he can.
This guy goes, "Ow! What did I ever do to you?"
Right.
Fuck you. I haven't been in a sky in a really long time.
Yeah, you take up into the sky, and the city is massive once you actually get the aerial view of it. Like you've only walked a few kilometers into it at this point, but it goes for miles. And you can see the huge buildings that like the skyscrapers that go hundreds of floors up, and the massive structure of what looks like an imperial palace that is like dead center in the middle of the city, surrounded by giant walls with many automated turrets placed over that all appear to be powered down right now.
Well, that's a little worrying, but okay. Yeah, no, he's going to make a quick circuit over like just the little district that we're in. And if nothing seems like any level of suspicious activity or social unrest, he's going to head right for the exterior walls and just fly out over open country for a while.
And as you get away from the city and into the open sky, and there's just like you thought the land was heavily forested. It is mostly forest.
Okay.
Like there are roads that have been carved out of it and like small towns that you can see in the distance. But like the instant you get away from the city, the technology level drops drastically. And you start to see more like feudal Japan style structures, like mostly woods. Like you see a lot more of that fantasy aspect of the world as the technology level drops off immensely as soon as you get outside the city.
So it goes from Final Fantasy to Ghibli film, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes from Final Fantasy to Final Fantasy.
But yeah, he's just gonna take some time to be alone, stretch his wings, and get some quiet.
So
Yeah,
you got that.
Yep, I head back to the table, sit in my chair, and hand out keys.
You get the sense that as Adano and Marcus are sitting and having a meal and taking a drink, that Adano seems relentlessly amused by the dirty looks that Marcus is getting from the inhabitants of the tavern.
Yay.
Like you give like someone gives Marcus a stink eye, and Adano just sort of leans into his shoulder and gives them a smile and a wave.
So, couldn't help but notice you don't seem to be very popular. This is to Marcus.
Not in this particular part of town, no.
How come?
Because before the rebellion was successful, I was the Lord General of the Imperial Army.
Previous regime.
Yes. I was, for all intents and purposes, the face of oppression for most people.
Well, that would explain a few things.
Oh,
Went from powerful political position in the oppressive regime to powerful political position in the new regime, I see.
Indeed.
Yes, I can understand.
I wasn't going to be able to simply start over from my position by myself, and to be quite frank, Lord Adano was the one who had the rightful authority to take over. To be honest, I'm surprised that he even keeps me around. And Adano, well, as much as you were working for my enemy, you are and have always been an honorable man and a skilled tactician. I would be an idiot to toss aside your skill and acumen simply because you were on the wrong side. We'll work on your reputation over time.
Well then, any suggestions for us before we get started later?
You
After
want to
we
be on-
rest and eat.
After we rest and eat, yes, Mistle. But
Marcus,
presumably they're not going to be resting with us, so it's good to get the information now.
Indeed.
Right.
Marcus will. Well, the ones you'll want to be most concerned with aren't necessarily the largest ones. They're dangerous, but mostly brute force and some minor magic. The ones you want to watch out for are the ones who've also been technologically augmented.
How so?
Well, one of the
technology.
More popular shock troopers of the previous regime is a very lithe and agile hybrid trooper who is outfitted with a pair of blaster gauntlets that are highly effective energy weapons at a distance, as well as the augmented fiendish agility, allowing it to very quickly traverse the battlefield and cause problems for combatants.
So look out for the big bruisers and the small flippy shits.
To a certain extent. But the scientists, I'll say, with extreme quotation marks, of the previous regime were liberal with their experimentation. If they dreamt it, they probably enslaved a demon to make it.
They were
So,
making these things?
Yes. They made a variety of monstrosities.
What happened to them? The ones that made them?
They've all either been arrested or killed.
Can these things be unmade? Or do they need to be killed?
They can't be turned back into who they were, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
So all of the scientists that have created these have been accounted for.
All the ones that we know of. And me having been the former Lord General, I don't think that any of them would have gotten by me unless they were directly under the Emperor and Empress themselves, which it's not impossible, but I do not know.
assume there were. Where would that information have been hidden?
Somewhere within the palace itself, which we've been combing through it for the past year.
And is there a place on this planet that you have no eyes or ears?
Underground, mostly.
The concern is, worst case scenario, there were those that you didn't know about, that were working directly for your emperor, and that their lab, or wherever, is where you cannot see. So no matter how many fiends we deal with, there will always be more.
It is something that keeps me up at night, yes. We've been as thorough as we can be, but
Well, if
there's
there's
always
some,
that chance.
would it be safe to say then that a secondary objective, while we're underground dealing with these creatures in the tunnels, would be to see if we can locate any signs of an additional laboratory?
It would be a solid one, yes.
While people are resting and recovering, would it be reasonable to ask for a tour of the palace?
I believe that can be arranged, yes. Its defensive systems are largely powered down at this point. They've never been any good for anything but keeping the populace out anyway.
Just that, if I were a megamaniacal emperor with a penchant for experimentation, I would want my pet scientists to be able to reach me at all hours. Might be more information there that a trained eye could find.
It's true, I don't know the ins and outs of the palace nearly as well as anyone who would have lived there. Yeah, even as the Lord General of the Army, I spent little time there.
I look over at Mistle. After some rest, would you like to go find some secret doors?
Yes. Secret doors are the best doors.
I'll go too.
Because I could use it's actually excellent to say in character. I have a device here that will help me locate any signs of particularly advanced technology. I might be able to give us an idea of where to look if it exists. Or at the very least, confirm it doesn't.
Mistle, be careful though. Coltarn
Can
said
you-
they take out your eyes underground.
What?
That's what Coltarn said.
No.
Who takes out your
A
eyes?
location.
That's what Coltarn said.
But who?
I don't know.
When you refer
We
to a
don't know.
location as someplace you don't have eyes and ears,
Right.
that is some place where you don't have the ability
Oh.
to perceive regularly.
We know because they take the eyes and ears away.
From
No,
a-
no one takes them. It's
It's
an
a-
expression.
Yes, it's
Oh.
a tactical expression.
Okay. Well, still be careful.
Though if there were a place where
Thank
people
you.
regularly lost their eyes and ears, that would be the first place I would look.
Going, we don't need eyes.
I mean, what? Like, if I'm looking for mad scientists and experiments on people, the place where people regularly get their eyes gouged out, that's where I'm going.
I mean, yeah.
Fair point.
Nobody's seen anything like that around here. Yeah, but no one here has eyes.
My point stands.
Exactly.
Can I ask, do you know how long they've been making these creatures?
Part of a few decades.
And the individual that came up with the process, are they apprehended or dealt with otherwise?
Supposedly, and this is part of what keeps me concerned, the original man behind the madness died a long time ago. Theoretically being disposed of by the Emperor once he outlived his usefulness, and his more loyal scientists knew everything they needed to know. I don't know how well I trust that.
That sounds like a cover up to me.
Who was in charge of the program when the regime fell?
A odious worm of a man by the name of Professor Ligon. He has been executed already.
Theoretically or actually?
I killed him myself.
Did he stay dead?
I cut his head off and then burned the body. So yes.
Theoretically burned it or actually burned it?
I
You've
feel like
one
that
hell
was
of
an
a trick.
actually statement.
Bees doesn't know what those words mean.
I mean, yeah, figured.
Yeah. Fair.
Theoretically, is just burning at a lower temperature.
I'm just saying you only need a higher level spell to fix that.
Well, and also, there are undead that come back from cremated remains, but we'll assume
Good.
that he's staying god.
That's through ghosts.
If
Yeah,
he
what-
is a ghost, I don't expect he's doing quite as much science as he used to.
You'd be surprised.
Just,
Surprising.
What do you think spectrometers are for?
I was gonna say,
Jesus Christ.
just some
Spectrophotometers.
some research into the aging process, I would assume. That was me. That's not Kendall.
I do remember a scientist named Dorian Gray, but but anyways,
Ligon, I can confirm, is at least dead.
we'll assume that there's no undead version of him roaming around. Hopefully, that won't be an erroneous assumption.
Passion Trill, I'm not as confident on.
I assume Hatch and Trill is the name of the original scientist.
Yes. An elf of particularly unhinged nature.
Lovely.
He only survived by virtue of his skill. The Empire made it a practice to enslave and or eliminate the long-lived races. It's the reason we've only got a few Kardosh still present on the planet.
Do that.
Sorry, was that a question?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, why did they do that?
Because if you keep the long-lived races out of power, no one remembers what it was like before we crashed here.
You crashed here?
It's only been a couple of 100 years, but yes, this entire planet is populated by individuals from a few ships that crashed on this planet.
Oh.
And when the Empire came to power, they worked hard on eliminating anyone who would live long enough to remember that.
Did it work?
There are still some Kardosh around, so not quite. But for the most part, yes. I can count the number of elves and Kardosh that are still known to be alive on this planet in the matter of dozens.
Hopefully that'll change soon.
Well,
Kindle leans in to Varush. Which direction?
Hopefully up. He points with his trunk. Then reaches over, grabs his mug again, and takes another drink.
well, this is all delightful conversation to take before taking a rest, but I'm sure some of us could use some time. Do you have you said you have computers up. Do you have communicators ready? Working?
We have a Galnet hook. You should be able to access the galactic network from anywhere within the city.
There's more so that we can reach out to you when we're ready to look into the palace a little bit.
Yes, you should be able to reach us.
Very well. We'll reach out when we're ready. Just nod my head towards Marcus. You may wish to go before they decide to escalate beyond the nasty glares.
I'm here to keep him safe, Lord General says. The Adano says. Besides, he could use some humility.
Can't we all?
For the next few days, there are any shops you would recommend if we're going to be delving into these underground tunnels to better prepare ourselves?
Our military surplus has largely been sent out to the rest of the planet in order to be used as supplies to allow the individuals from other cities to protect themselves to the same degree that we protect ourselves. At the moment, we're just integrating the galactic currency as an accepted one within the realms of the capital city. You won't be able to spend it much outside the capital until everything has been properly set up. But there are a couple of military surplus stores that have been opened within the city where you might be able to buy some of our helmets, which will help with the darkness.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
But any shops in general, just raw materials, anything like that. This one likes to
Indeed.
put stuff together.
Absolutely. We do have a variety of scrap yards and general workshops that you'd be able to purchase materials from.
That'll be useful. Actually, does anybody in this party not have dark vision?
Yo,
Okay.
All the
Okay.
birds and
Yeah.
the fairy.
The birds
And
and,
the
the elephant.
Bees, I don't think I have them.
Nope. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. For some reason, I thought
So, a
everyone
lot
had
of
dark
us
vision.
only no,
I can light up. That's the
it's just
So.
you and Kendall.
Yeah, you and Kendall are the only two that have dark vision, I think.
Ah.
Wee!
I'm gonna have to buy a
Huzzah.
flashlight for my gun.
yeah. We're torch bees. We're not night vision bees.
Well, that might make me pick a different gadget for my level 2 and level 3 gadgeteer levels. Here, put this on your face. Why? It'll help you see.
But yes, you can buy the dark vision helmets that the Nocturnan troopers use for 50 gold,
All right.
That basically goggles of night.
essentially.
Okay.
Technological goggles of night. And they make you look real cool. Gideon can't wear it because his face is a bird.
Well, they can be adjusted for you, but they're slightly different. They provide because they're technological. They don't just work exactly like goggles of night. You've essentially got dark vision to a range of 60 feet, but it has if you're outside 30 feet, it's still at disadvantage on perception checks.
Okay.
And they look like this.
And they look like the helmets on the tokens that are currently still on the map.
I mean, yeah, but this is just an image of the helmet. So you can see which parts are helmet and which parts are not person. All right, well, rest, stock up, and we'll go explore the palace on the morrow. Or later today after you all rest. I don't know what time it is. We've got space lag.
Yeah,
Okay.
how does this compare to Galactic Standard Time or whatever you use on the ship?
For Galactic Standard Time, the days are going to be significantly shorter.
Okay, but I mean just okay. So there's a whole not only jet lag but also like clock lag as we get used to a different length of day. But sort of for us, is it nighttime? Is it early in the day for us?
For you guys, it would probably be like approaching the evening, but at the same time, it looks like it's still like as day as it gets right now.
Okay, fair. Thanks.
Galactic Standard Time uses a 24-hour clock. You're pretty certain this planet would have its days would probably only be about 20 hours.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
John is still adding more and more to that
Yep.
boarding grant. But yeah.
There's no more to be added. Literally.
With that,
Unless you change color.
yeah. But with that, with everyone preparing to set down for the night and take a rest and potentially explore the city, get some shopping done before you go diving into the dungeons of my black despair. That's where we're gonna end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.